Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Channing Unitarian Universalist Church. We're glad you joined us for worship today. Whoever you are, whatever your theological, spiritual, political, sexual, racial orientation, or gender identity, you are welcome to worship here, become a part of this community. You'll have to pardon our lateness, the clock change, and everything is kind of set us back a little bit. Even though we're supposed to have all more time right now, I guess we're using it up and then some. So a couple of announcements to start. Our coffee house is going to be Saturday. It's the last one for the fall. We'll take the winter off and we'll be back in the spring. So Saturday, November 12th, it's going to be local artist Rob Henriksen. And also we have the open mic in between Rob's sets. So if anyone wants to come and play, or you know someone that'd be interested in maybe playing for a very forgiving audience, this is the opportunity. So that'll be at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Election day is coming up Tuesday. Please make a plan to vote if you haven't. Veterans Day is on the 11th. So make sure you thank the veterans in your lives. I will be thanking my dad. Our holiday fair is coming up November 19th. I don't know if anyone from the fundraising committee is here. Is there anything you need to announce for that?
Need help. And we need scratch tickets. And I think we have given out all of the baskets. However many scratch tickets.
And not just dollar scratches, right?
Any of them.
Okay.
Next Sunday. If possible.
And Julie informed me to let you all know that the prudential meeting for November has been postponed, TBD, but it looks like for right now it might be, they may just wait till December. All right, any other announcements? Yeah.
We also need to make.
Oh, for the holiday fair? Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be big.
Deep fried. Yes, Jude?
Last week's David did lunch went well. We participated properly and also so we participated some people who want to Facebook. Also, build the experience.
We got gas, we got match, right? We got gas, we got lighters, right? No. Good thing it's just not the Earth Day service. All right, and with that, I will turn it over to our affiliated minister, Reverend Dr. Judy Campbell.
Good morning, and this place decorates like no other. You win the prize, hands down. My scheduled reading is Come into this place of peace. and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let its vision change your heart. And that
That's me, sorry.
And since anything in the world could happen today, and it is, I'm already changing my own order of service, and I'm going to open with reading you something I wrote on the 3rd of November, because we're talking about holiday issues today, okay? And any holiday, pick your favorite. But on November 3rd, I was on hold. It's the 3rd day of November, only 3 blinkety-blink days after Halloween, and I am hanging on hold. Deck the halls, angels screeching from on high with jolly old St. Nicholas, and those poor old tired tinseled kings, all fighting for first place in my hearing-assisted ear on the 3rd day of November. Again and again and again, they go around the loop, and I am still on hold, waiting to speak to someone to help me with my computer. While the carol of the bells are calling all ye faithful to come, oh come. And you too, Emmanuel, if you're still waiting, you can come. I may well die here, but not before the very last molecule of holiday spirit will have been sucked out of me. And it's only 3 blinkety-blink days after Halloween. The paint on the pumpkin hasn't even dried and the turkey is still running free. It's never too early to get a jump on the holiday spirit. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, tidings of joy I bring this day. Fear not, your call is important to us. Throw cares away, don't run astray. Hold on. Is that a Valentine I see before me? Rick, will you light the chalice for us? There, now I've gotten that out.
All right, so we don't have the order of service today, so please follow our lead if you don't memorize the writing.
Kindling this flame of our liberal heritage in our chalice of community, let us open to the presence of the sacred.
Now the affirmation.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that we grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. And before I announce the hymn, I have to tell everyone, this affirmation is what brought my originally atheist husband to agnosticism and being a card-carrying, flag-waving, loud-mouthing Unitarian Universalist. Because he likes service is our prayer. He likes that a lot. Our opening hymn is 360. Here we have gathered. Stand as you are comfortably able, or sit and sing, or sit and listen, whatever works for you. Thanks, Maddie. We traditionally gather to greet one another and friends in the congregation, but maybe it's best not to hug and elbow bump or whatever. Stay safely distanced, please, as will I.
All right, everybody, back to
All right. The sound system has given up the ghost, but not your affiliated minister. I can be heard in Carver. It's time for story or time for people, children of all ages. And so I need some kids up here. Can I have some kids? You know, if you want to sit right there and not be sitting in front of everybody, that's fine. Why don't you both sit there? Okay. Sit there. All right. Do I look happy? What do I look like? That thing. Oh, boy, I feel sad. I do anything for me. I don't know, I feel sad. Why are you so sad? I don't know, maybe if I knew, I wouldn't be sad. What would I do to make you feel? I don't know. Let's wave them out. Wave the kids out. Wave them out.
And now, as part of a community, is the time where we can share our joys and concerns with one another. I'll go. So, a candle for Maggie. It's her birthday coming up, and looks like she got either a really bad cold or RSV or something. So it's like the first time she's been like really sick, but she's fine. She's running around now. So, but she kind of sounds like a frog.
As a lot of you know, I've been unemployed for 6.5 months, and I finally got a job. So,
All right.
it's been a long time coming. More or less exactly a year ago, I started boot camp. So it's been a very, very long year, but it's very nice to end off with this. So, I'm an associate software engineer at SAS Institute.
Okay.
I'm still learning what that is. Thank you so much.
Lauren?
Nate's football team won the playoff game yesterday against Scotland.
Oh no. I mean, good for him.
So they're going to the Super Bowl next Sunday. So when we're not here again next Sunday, pretty rooting for Abington. I don't know who we're playing yet. Either North London or
All right. Good luck, Nate, in Abington.
To light a candle of concern for a clergy colleague of mine whose son is separate. It's the whole family.
Oh, actually, yeah, I forgot one. A candle of joy for one of my oldest friends who just got out of a year in prison, but he got off early for good behavior. Hmm?
Bring him to church.
He's in Virginia, so
Instead of a canoe.
yeah. Donna? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Phil. I'm also going to lay a candle for the Norcuses who had a bit of an emergency this morning that I could not help them out with, and I felt bad. And I'll light one more for all the joys and concerns that we hold deep in our hearts and may not be ready to share.
May we be quiet for a moment and reflect on the things we've heard and hold the joys and concerns, spoken and unspoken, and one another in our hearts. Words from the Chinese philosopher Lao Tse. We always hope someone else has the answer. Some other place will be better. Some other time, it will all turn out. This is it. No one else has the answer. No other place will be better. And it has already turned out. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want. There is no need to run outside for better seeing, nor to peer from a window. Rather, abide at the center of your being, for the more you leave it, the less you learn. Search your heart and see the way to do. The way to do is the way to be. May it be so. Ready? Now is the time in our time together that we share of our bounty for our own work and for the good of others. Will our collectors come forward? Collector.
Please stand as you will enable dedication of the offering. And we'll be singing number 403, very hymnal. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Little by little, you'll feel better again. Daniel was sad to see grandpa leave, so he and Mom wrote him a letter, and bit by bit, he started to feel a whole lot better. Prince Wednesday was away at school, and he started to miss his mom. But bit by bit, he felt better once Teacher Harriet gave him a hug. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Little by little, you'll feel better again. When you are feeling down, it's okay to feel sad. But little by little, you'll see it won't always be bad. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. And if you're not familiar with who that was written by, that was Mr. Rogers speaking for Daniel Tiger.
I kind of set the stage with that poem I read this morning. And one more off script thing before I get going. I wrote this sermon in large part because of a conversation I had with Julie. But it's also been a theme of mine of how difficult the holidays are and how much they don't match up with the pictures that were shown. So after the service today, we're going to have a talk back, so we can talk about that if you want to in the fireplace room. And I'm going to give Julie the sermon and the readings because she was the one that really inspired this for me. And if you care to send a wish to her and a get well wish to little Maggie, okay? The most wonderful time of the year, not. And why am I talking about Christmas now? Because Christmas is all over the place. I mean, the days before Halloween, the Christmas decorations were either up or in boxes waiting. And I'm not anti-Christmas at all, but in small doses, the way I want it. How many of you heard this song? Always makes me cry. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So patronizing. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we will all be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Yeah. Don't I wish? Or do I? The holidays, however you observe them, are a time of mixed messages. Mixed messages, unreal expectations, quiet grief, and unquiet memories. Feelings that almost never get talked about or addressed in the jingle bell cha-ching madness that swirl around it. This is not going to be a negative message, and I am not anti-Christmas, anti-Thanksgiving, anti any holiday for that matter. But I do have to admit, holidays and other kinds of annual observances do make me anxious. And along with it, sad, angry, and as my dear Italian sister, artist sister friend would say, thumping her solar plexus, they give me agita. An upset stomach, heartburn. It's not my fault. This is a message about finding a place for yourself and your very real feelings in and around the upcoming turkey-laden, gravy-laced, overabundant Thanksgiving, holly jolly Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, Groundhog Day, and the 4th of July, and anything else we have incorporated into our annual cyclical, spell that S-I-C-K, annual religious/business calendar cycle. Have I missed anything? Oh yeah, Father's Day, it's the worst. Mother's Day, right up there. Being an only child of a divorced mother, Father's Day was the day I most wanted to hide from. And Mother's Day at best was a crapshoot. As a kid, Thanksgiving meant my mother, my grandmother, and me at the kitchen table with a chicken, because a turkey would have been way too big for the three of us. My parents were divorced and seriously emotionally separated along with it. There were some cousins and aunts and uncles out there, but I was not in their orbit, nor they in mine. This would be in the late 1940s and early 1950s. My mother was fiercely Protestant, and they were all Catholic. Christmas was also the three of us, with a put-together cardboard fireplace pushed up against the radiator, glittery and real lead tinseled Christmas tree, and magical colored lights. We always put the tree in a coal bucket because we heated the house with coal, and we had a bucket and we had coal. I remember the luxury of our first real Christmas tree stand, but in recollection, the desired real stand was flimsy and tippy. The bucket was better, and we didn't have to tie up the tree. But you know what? This was my Thanksgiving and my Christmas, and it was okay. I didn't long for something I didn't have because I had something to eat and something under the tree. It might not have been very much, but it was good and it was predictable. When you are a kid, predictable is very, very good. I didn't have expectations. Well, not many. And my mother, God bless her, did the best she could to make it normal. Normal. In retrospect, I can't begin to imagine what her feelings must have been through all of this, how she struggled to put on such a good face. I was a kid. It was all about the music and the lights, and of course, the presents under the tree. It was a magical time, and I believed in the big guy long after my friends had given up on him. Maybe that's because I needed to. Benevolent father figure and all that. But somewhere along the way, I began to become aware of the disconnect between the pictures on the Christmas cards and what was happening in real life. I was a post-World War II kid in elementary school, and many kids like me had fathers or big brothers who would never again sit at a family holiday dinner. But the women who grieved them soldiered on because they had no choice, no money, living on food rations, and dreaming while listening to songs like "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." To this day, that song gives me the chills, the creeps. I went back and forth between the two words. Then there's the predictable drunk uncle or aunt, the person who can be depended upon to get loaded, pick a fight, spill food, or worse. Or the woman, a dear friend of mine, who told me that when she was a foster child, she looked at her room, her world from the outside through a frosty window. Her foster parents got her Christmas presents from the Globe Santa and handed them to her in a black plastic trash bag. These same parents bought presents for their own 3 kids, but they could get cheap stuff free from the Globe Santa, so they did. And it came pre-wrapped. And now that I have thoroughly depressed all of us, myself included, there's nowhere to go but onward and upward. Upward? Yeah, we can do better. My holly jolly holiday see-through curtain light bulb was slow to ignite, but when it did, my life got a whole lot better. First was naming it all for myself, naming my feelings of sadness, my feelings of loss, and taking note of my self-imposed expectations. But take heed. Looking through the curtain can only be an individual choice. You can never force enlightenment, reality, or anything else on another person. By realizing and admitting that my feelings and my lived experience were totally out of sync with the words and the music and the media messaging swirling around a family holiday, I could then make a personal decision on how I could move forward. And honestly, how I could survive the holidays, any holidays. Maybe, if I really paid attention, maybe I might even be joyful all the way up to a Hallmark, real live merry in the process. Well, maybe not that far. At first, I started by creating joy for everyone else. Super duper happy, frenetic, joy everywhere, parties, gifts, dinners. But in so doing, I was hiding my own feelings and still buying into the hype, only on warp speed. If I can't be happy and have a real family, well, damn it, I'll create one. And I did. Friendsgiving dinners, multi-faith and intercultural Christmas holiday, Christmas parties, Groundhog Day parties, you name it. Party, party, party. I wasn't looking at myself very closely. I was still running. When my own kids were in elementary school, I was now divorced myself. Now I had to deal with the broken holidays all over again and put on a brave face for my two boys. At the same time, switching them off with my ex-husband every other holiday and sharing them with his new wife and the other side of the family, the one I'd lost contact with. I continued with my uber exuberance for a while, for as long as I could, and then I crashed. I really understood why so many people would say they wanted to go to sleep right after Halloween and wake up in the middle of January and have it all be over. I said before, the first step is naming it and admitting it. I was furious, outraged, sorry for myself, and in truth, feeling very, very mean-spirited, Grinchy, and wanting to act on it. And that's when it really started to change. I got off my self-imposed merry-go-round. Slowly and quietly and without fanfare or mistletoe, I found others like myself, bruised and totally out of sync with the lights and the holly and the garishly bedecked halls. And we began having alternate events, quiet events, no holiday music at all. We would have a you bring it, we eat it potluck. No meetings, no lists, no assignments. If it's all salads or it's all desserts, we'd eat it and be thankful. Some of us would drink beer and wine. Some of us would drink coffee, caffeine, diet, Coke, and we'd talk. And more importantly, we'd listen to each other's stories. It was okay to laugh, cry, swear, curse, hug, be quiet, or take a break and go outside for a breather. We did all of the above and then some. But the magic that happened on those nights is we didn't have to pretend anything. We just had to be with our feelings and know that someone else was witness to those feelings. Like Susan was earlier when she sat beside me and said, I'll be sad with you. I'll sit with you and be sad. We made it all bearable simply by speaking our truths and being heard when we did. And then by returning the gift by listening to others without advice or comment, just listening. At the end of one of those evenings, we laughed, dried each other's tears, and went back to doing what needed to be done. Or perhaps I should say, choosing to do what maybe needed to be done and what not to do for the next upcoming, or should I say, rapidly descending holiday. We did the best we could. None of us had a perfect score, and all of us very likely caught up in something not of our own making. But it became bearable, and the agita subsided because we gave ourselves permission to own our own real feelings, and we could hold on to them for as long as we needed to. And like the road less traveled, it made all the difference. Nowadays, years of time and ministry and expert psychiatry later, I almost love the holidays. I really do, because I do it my way. And of course, when you live this long, you get to do a lot of things your way. The kids just chuckle and roll their eyes and think of you as being age-related eccentric. And they're right. They should be so lucky. And in time, maybe they will be. God knows, I tried. So what is my message in a nutshell? I think Mr. Rogers said it all in the voice of Daniel Tiger. When you feel the holidays are bearing down on you, it's okay to feel sad sometimes. Little by little, you'll feel better again. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Little by little, you'll feel better again. When you're feeling down, it's okay to feel sad, but little by little, you'll see it won't always be bad. It is okay to feel sad sometimes. So Blessed be the quiet times, the introspective times, the healing times. Blessed be your quiet times, your introspective times, your healing times. Amen. We have a closing hymn, number 298. And these hymns are chosen carefully. They're not, I don't open the book, let it fall open and choose whatever shows up. Wake now my senses. Wake now my own senses. Be present to them. Would you extinguish our chalice? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, or the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And before I say the benediction, I hope, Rick, I'm springing this on you, but if you could find some more name tags. Because there's a couple of new faces in here today and some returning faces, and I know I'm at the age that I need reminding. So if you'd have a name tag on for our coffee hour, and those who want to join me in the fireplace room later on for talk back, please do so. Now. May the light around us guide our footsteps and hold us fast to the best and most righteous that we seek. May the darkness around us nurture our dreams and give us rest, so that we may give ourselves to the work of the world. Let us seek to remember the wholeness of our lives, the weaving of light and shadow in this great and astonishing dance in which we move. Go in peace. Amen. Please be seated for the prelude.